Hey guys, quick video about something I discovered in Nerf. To start off, this is a blaster I'm working on. I have it disassembled right now, but there would be a flywheel cover on the top and on the bottom. I also have wire covers and Picatinny and a flash hider. I'll show you those pieces for reference. Some wire covers, flash hider. Then these go on the top and the bottom, and bolts go through. So when it's all said and done, I think the blaster is pretty cool. But the problem I ran into, I believe, has something to do with the pusher motor. So my goal with this blaster was to create an affordable brushed DC full auto blaster, because we really haven't had one of these since the hobby has integrated 3D printing. We had the Rapid Strike and stuff that was toy grade, and we did have the Rectify for sure, which is a good blaster, but it uses a TT plastic gearbox with a aftermarket motor. And why would we want to use one of these instead of a TT gearbox? Well, if this motor is spinning slower and it has a little bit less torque, it won't destroy itself when there's a collision with something in the mag well. And also, we see that there's all metal gears. We have a nice shaft with the flat right there, and 600 RPM at 12 volts, which is perfect because we want around 10 darts per second, and we want to run 3S. But the problem I've discovered is that this does not really have enough torque. In theory, it has enough torque, even just running it, you know. It's very responsive. Really no problems there. And even in development of this blaster, I had no problems. Everything seemed to be, I mean, I did have problems, but everything seemed like it was going to work out just fine. And part of that is because I was testing with magazines that were not full. So here I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With some quick testing, I've determined that the force of the magazine feeding upwards prevents the pusher from working correctly. So this blaster only works if you have 12 darts or less in your magazine. And we can demonstrate this pretty easily. I'll put my 12 dart mag in. The blaster's on. I'll hold the mag up firmly in there just to show you. Okay, in that case it didn't work, but that's okay. Let's just take that out. Okay, you can see there that the dart, turn the blaster off. The dart has made it to the flywheels, which is what we want. I'll do it again after I take this dart out. Okay, straight to the flywheels. Oops. Let's get that out. No problems. Straight to the flywheels. And I've tested this, I've shot it, fire the mag. So, works totally fine. Hits hard, very good, right? Well, the problem is when we put in a fully stocked mag, 22 darts in a worker magazine, none of these are going to work until we get way deep down in the mag. So let's demonstrate this. Make sure the darts are aligned. I've even pushed it, give it a little bit more, relax it a little bit, feed it in, and here we are. Fail. Take that out. Fail. Closer, but still fail. Make sure you're okay. Fail. And this pusher does have 50 millimeter throw, which is quite long. So it's not like the pusher is not making it to the flywheels, because we can see it making it there, but fail. So I think what you would really need is just a motor or drive mechanism that would be able to just force it in past these walls, because the combined friction of the feed and just interacting with this 14mm bore is enough that it's not able to get darts through. So yeah, they're very disappointing that this does not work. At first I thought it was something to do with the cage geometry, and I did actually mess up and I wired the motors wrong, but I made a post about that and someone corrected me. So these motors are spinning in the correct orientation, just to show you. Okay, rev trigger passes through just fine. Cage sounds fine. You know, there should really be no problems with this blaster, but this motor is just a piece of junk. Big surprise, right? Now, this motor is used by certain projects in the Nerf community, and I suspect the reason that people get away with it is because there's less friction to feed a dart that's short compared to a full-length dart. Or in the case of some of Out of Dart's rival blasters, you know, you may just not have this problem at all. I don't know exactly how the rival blasters feed, but I don't think you're going to have all of this friction and this spring pushing and trying to feed like that. So what's the future of this blaster? Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to release it in this state because it's not really functional. We do have a little bit of room in here, but I can't find any other motor that meets my requirements of being not plastic, firing 10 darts per second on 3S, and being about the right size, because I know that there are longer motors, but part of the goal here was to kind of have this thinner vertical form factor, because if you don't care about that, you know, T19 pretty much has this solved with a stepper motor and all the benefits that that brings. So yeah, that is my my thoughts on these motors. Unfortunately, this project has proven that it's really not easy to create a good brushed full auto blaster. There's a reason that it hasn't happened, and yeah, it's just because of the complexities of actually designing that and making sure it runs correctly, it doesn't destroy itself, and then the availability of motors that work for it. And maybe I could get, you know, an MTB Rhino or whatever, Kraken, whatever the motors are, and maybe I could move that worm gear to it and change out the motor on this. But it's all just like too much. Like, that wouldn't save me anything, because then if the pusher crashed, it would just destroy everything. So yeah, it seems like there's just a really big jump that has to happen from semi-auto old school brush blasters to software defined full auto brushless. It seems like it's difficult to build something in between. All right, that's all. Thanks for watching.